Okay, I think we're live, Amber. Hello, 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 my friends. Thank you for joining us live. As always, I'm here with my amazing friend, Amber Coleman from Guild Mortgage.
Thanks for having me.
Hello.
It's always a good day when Lacey's in the office.
You know, we're doing another one of the Ask Me Anything videos. You know, we love doing these. I'm going to kill you if you don't turn off your phone.
I didn't turn off my phone.
We love doing these videos for you because we love being able to answer your questions about Las Vegas, but not just about Las Vegas. It could be Las Vegas real estate. It could be who does my hair? It could be where'd you get that shirt?
The shirt is fabulous.
You know,
today, and the earrings.
Thank you. But really, we're just here for you. You know, we know that there's so many fans of our beautiful neon hometown. We know that many of you obsess over maybe possibly living here someday. And so we like to be able to show up for you, answer questions on anything. Best barbecue, where should I go for my sister's birthday next week? What's a good brunch? What's going on with housing, etc. So we love you. We're here for you. So first things first, I want to make sure you know, Amber and I have a live event happening on June 23rd.
I'm so excited. Are you excited?
So excited. We're getting all kinds of RSVPs.
Everybody.
It's going to be so much fun. So we've got two events coming up. The first one is for first-time home buyers. We're so excited to meet you in person. If you've ever thought about buying a home, please just come and visit us. Come say hi in person. We're going to educate you. We're going to have a little fun, a little cocktail.
It's always a fun time.
It's always a fun time. So that's first, right? First things first, that's happening. Then beyond that, what I'm excited about is that we're doing another event just for relocation buyers. So if you're not going to be in town on June 23rd, which is only in about a week, can you believe it's in about a week?
Is it a week?
A week from today.
Jeez.
If you're not going to be here for that event, don't worry. We're going to be doing one in July, on July 16th in the morning. So if you want to pop into town that weekend, do a quick flight on Southwest, or maybe do a drive-in from California, we'll be here for you, my friends, and we're going to be doing the same thing in person, answering all your questions, and hopefully giving you a little bit more information on what you need to know before you decide to uproot and move to Las Vegas. So if you're watching us live, please be sure to comment below, give us some love, let us know what questions you need us to answer. We will definitely get to your questions while we're on this live stream, and we'll kind of get things rocking. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right.
But we are excited to see you.
We're very excited.
Very excited.
If you, I'm going to do this now so I don't forget. If you want to attend the event, I'm going to paste it right now in our comments section. It's in our description, but a lot of you guys don't seem to know how to find the description. So I'm going to pin it on the comments.
Multitasking
you know, I'm a badass.
You are a badass.
Please join us, but you have to register and you have to be 21 or older. I just pinned that comment to the top of our comments box. Be sure to click that link and register, answer 3 or 4 questions. We would love to see you live next week, June 23rd. And then stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out a video about our July 16th event by next week. So I'm really, really excited.
Woohoo.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm already seeing people go crazy. I'm so excited that the comments are already lit up. We are litty titty in this mug today. It is Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. We are not messing around.
Litty titty. Okay.
Is that okay? I love getting her to say bad words because it's not her style. All right. So we're going to jump in and do a few questions and answers. And then we've got some updates for you about the real estate industry. As you know, that's what we both do for a living.
Yeah.
And there were some major announcements yesterday on the news.
People are going crazy.
People are going nuts. Okay.
Let's calm it down.
Look who's not going nuts. We are not going nuts.
No, we're not.
We are the experts that you need to be listening to. So, okay, let's read what we got going on here. Crystal Avens. Oh, wait a minute. First of all, Howard said, give us $20. Howard. We are here for free, Howard, but we do thank you for that $20. We're going to use that.
Thanks for being
right.
Here,
thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to use that for some giveaways at our event next week. Thank you, Howard. We love you. Let us know if you have a question. Starbucks is on me, he says. All right. Crystal says, hi, ladies. I'm moving in September. Has housing, especially the rental market, improved at all? Crystal. First question right out of the bat gives us an opportunity to give some updates on real estate.
Yes, thank you,
Don't worry though, this is not just going to be about real estate. So if you want to know anything at all, you better drop that comment like it's hot and we will answer it here shortly. Okay, Amber, my nose is super itchy because it's definitely allergies for me, man.
Every day.
So all right.
Cause an allergy problem.
Before we talk about the rental market and things like that, let's just give a very brief update on what the hell's going on in the news about the Fed and 75 BP points in rentals and buying houses and first-time home buyers and give me the scoop.
All kinds of stuff. Right?
I just want to pull my hair out because I hate watching the news because they're only speaking on a national level. Why? Listen to us. We're here in Las Vegas. We're talking about Las Vegas, which is all you care about.
Not only that, right? It's always a national and a negative. It's all the ends. All the ends.
So give me some good news.
Okay, so the Feds. So yesterday, what happened? Well, let me just go in before yesterday so we can understand why yesterday
Let's
happened,
lead up to yesterday.
Let's lead up to it because it's hard to just jump into yesterday if we don't understand why. So
yesterday,
during the, I know, right?
All my troubles seem so far away.
Should we sing for a little bit?
Yes. I don't remember the words right now. Okay, go ahead.
Love it. Okay, so during COVID, right? The Feds had to lower the interest rates to the craziest levels we have ever seen,
To
right?
stimulate
To
the market.
stimulate the market. Well, they did a great job because it was overstimulated. For any of you that were looking at houses, like you
I
noticed
almost
that,
said
like,
something really bad. I'm not going to do it. No.
okay,
No, I am going to say it. I'm going to say
Okay.
it. I'm sorry. I have to do it.
say it.
When's the last time you ever said the government did a great job? First of all, that's number one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Secondly, Vegas equals
I mean, it was kinda
overstimulation, right?
yeah.
So like these two things are perfect for this. I'm sorry, I had to
that's
take
true,
it there.
right? Way
Yes.
to think about it like that.
Sorry,
Love
I'm
it.
on
Okay.
one today. Okay.
So they stimulated the economy to get, we all remember how horrible it was during that time, right?
They acted like Hangover in Las Vegas is what happened. They went crazy.
They
right?
went crazy. Yes, they went
Making
crazy.
it rain.
So then they had to pull everything back, pull the rates back. Then all of a sudden people were like, wait. I mean, it took them a minute.
Took them longer than a damn minute, okay? But
to realize that, wait, I can get almost free money when I'm buying a house. I mean, that's how low the rates were.
Yeah.
Right. So then everybody and their brother went out to get houses. And when you ask if the housing market's horrible, that's why, because you couldn't find anything.
Yeah. Because what happened was all the inventory of homes that we had available got sucked up, like a sponge in a Las Vegas pool on a hot day, right? They got sucked up, and then all of us were clamoring for anything we can get, which then what does that do? Stimulates the pricing above where it should be, and everything gets crazy, right?
So, and it wasn't just Vegas, it was everywhere. So then all the prices went up crazy. You guys were paying overpriced value for your houses. Yeah. Everybody was stressed out about getting into a house.
People were like, screw this, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm out, I'm not doing it.
Because you didn't want to pay all that money over. Right. So then what happened now is that caused inflation, as well as what prices that you have to rent caused inflation. Inflation is when the price of everything just goes crazy. Yeah. Gas price causes inflation. Food prices are inflation, right? So then the feds are having to take action to take back what they did.
Honestly, they're just trying to they're trying to act like you're leaving Las Vegas on an airplane after a hot, crazy weekend.
I love your analogy.
Let's just take it down a notch. Let's go back to normality. And they're trying to unstimulate the mess.
So now they have to unstimulate the market. So basically by raising the rates, raising the Fed fund rate. Now that's not our rate, and I'll explain that in a second.
Listen in, that's not our rate.
But by raising their Fed fund rate, that's making it more expensive for your credit card payments. Your rates just went up on those, right? Your car loans, your rates just went up on those when you're buying them. Basically everything that you purchase that's short term, your home equity line of credit that you might have as a second on your house, just made it more expensive to buy it. So they're trying to make it more expensive for us so that we stop spending.
Yeah, they want everybody to just cool their jets, calm it down.
Yeah, just calm down. They want everybody to sit there for a second,
right? They want to act like you're not going to Vegas this weekend.
The problem is we still need a house. Yeah. Right? We still need a house. So then what happened?
But what you just said was that didn't affect the housing rates directly, right?
Yeah,
so I want to make sure that's heard, because everybody has been calling us like crazy all day today. The Fed, the interest rates. We're like, whoa, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that had nothing to do with
everybody thinks that, that means the rates from where they were just went up 0.75%.
No.
So that's the Fed fund rate. Now those are short-term loans. So like credit cards, car loans, home equity loans, short-term loans. When you're talking about a mortgage loan, you're talking about a 15-year fixed, 20-year fixed, or mostly 30-year fixed. Yep. Those are long-term loans. What affects
those were not affected by yesterday, right?
Well,
directly,
but kind of indirectly. So I'll explain that too. So what happened was when we started getting closer to the Fed fund meeting, which was yesterday, the 2 days ago, and then yesterday they announced it. The inflation numbers came out last Friday, and inflation was like 41-year highs. I think it was like 8.6%. So when the feds were already projected to raise the rates 0.5% this month, they then all the news and craziness was like, they're going to raise it to 1. This is the worst that it's ever been, right? And then they came in at 0.75, which was kind of expected by what they did.
A lot of the economists were saying that that's what they were thinking. Yeah.
But what happened with the mortgage rates? So how mortgage rates are affected is mortgage rates are affected based off of what the stock market and mostly what the bond market is doing. But those kind of work hand in hand. They kind of work opposite directions of each other most of the time.
Right.
So the perception of what people look at things are what affects those markets.
So again, the rates that were changed yesterday and all the government stuff that's happening does not directly affect what we're talking about when it comes to buying a home. The direct effect is the perception, your perception. You're watching the news, you heard this, you're calling us freaking out saying, I guess I can't buy a house now. You're stressing, thinking you can't move to the city that you want to love and live in, right? That we are right now. So that the perception truly, more so than anything, is the biggest factor, right? There's definitely trickle effect from the stock and the bond markets that does happen, but directly from yesterday, I just want to make sure I repeat that again, because a lot of people just heard it wrong and perceive it to be wrong. And we want to make sure you guys know.
Well, and then what happened too is that because the perception before the Fed meeting was like, oh, they're going to raise it a whole point or whatever. That's why yesterday after the Fed meeting happened, we actually saw the rates get a little, now keep in mind, they went up quite a bit a few days before.
Housing rates, right?
The housing rates. So I'm talking like our 30-year fixed rate. So they went up a few days before. And then yesterday after the Fed meeting, it actually got a little bit better. You know, because it's perception, right? It's perception. And now the anxiety of what are they going to do? What are they going to do? It's already out.
Right.
So now the markets can start digesting it. Right. And then we'll see some roller coasters and, you know, calming down, going up, depending on what market's out until the next Fed fund meeting in July.
And the thing that so that was a lot, right? That's a lot of information. Appreciate you hanging in here with us. Thank you for so eloquently trying to explain it and allowing me to interrupt. Appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
But the reality, no problem. The reality of all of this is, like, you know, when you ask us, is the market getting better? You know, it is actually getting better, especially for first-time home buyers, especially for people who want to relocate to Las Vegas. And we're throwing in the towel, like I said a moment ago. Several of our clients that we were trying to help over the last year, their budget wasn't quite big enough. They didn't have enough ancillary cash to throw on top of it to compete for the home that they want. So great news for you, because of all this mayhem happening around us in the news and people being fearful of whatever the hell's happening. You know, I don't mean to say this negatively, but the lemmings will now pull away and walk away from the opportunity to buy. Now is your opportunity to stand out and lean in and take advantage of the fact that we are now seeing more homes hit the market for sale. Not because they're undervalued, not because people are going crazy and fleeing the city, because people realize they're at the top of the market. They want to get as much as they can out of the home that they've been sitting on, waiting to see what happens in the market before they list it. So they're listing the home. So just in the last month, we've seen an additional 2,500 to 3,000 homes hit the market that give you more options as a first-time home buyer. So it's amazing from a first-time home buyer perspective.
So this kind of puts us back to like normal.
Yeah.
Like where I'm seeing, like what you were showing me with the housing, like how many houses are on the market. We're going back to a normal place.
Getting there. We're not there yet, but we're getting there.
We're getting closer.
And normal means choices, options, the ability to negotiate, the ability to breathe, the ability to sleep on it before you make an offer, right?
Maybe even ask for help. Like when we get to the point where you can ask and say, hey, I need closing costs. That's right. That's kind of nice.
Hey, I want those things repaired. Or, hey, is there any free money grant program available for me to be able to utilize for my amazing down payment? What's the answer to that, Amber?
Absolutely, there is.
Absolutely.
In fact, I just looked up one right now, and it's pretty nice for first-time home buyers.
Hey. So another thing that happened recently, just to speak on that, and I'm going to keep coming. So if you guys have questions, please drop them like it's hot in that comment box. Also, we have a link in there to register for our event next week, so make sure you check that out. But really, the thing that I wanted to talk about was, you know, she asked about rental. The rental market is not getting better in Las Vegas. I'll be very directly honest with you. I would love to be able to say, move to Vegas, rent for 6 months to a year, and then we'll decide if you want to buy. That's not the advice we're giving to anyone. We're actually urging people to either rent an apartment for 6 months or 9 months, or to not get a house at all and just stay in that apartment until we can find something for you to permanently buy. Rent is at an all-time high in Las Vegas. And I'm sad to say that, but I'm grateful to say that at the same time, because while rent may be high, we also see a lot of opportunity from a free money perspective, as well as more inventory hitting the market. So this is high, making it like, oh my God. So now if you have to actually buy, you have an option on the other side that's a little bit of a softer landing. So I was really upset because an article came out in the Las Vegas Review Journal of all places, where we freaking live, our home newspaper.
It wasn't national, it was local. Yeah.
I was pissed. Okay. And it said that we rank 48th or 49th, second worst for first-time home buyers. Yet all of the stats they shared in the article supported what we're saying, which is it's a great time to be a first-time home buyer. Don't rent, please, for the love of God.
Don't rent a lot. Like I was like,
Why are you talking about first-time home buyers if you're talking about rent? Those two things aren't the same thing, right?
It would make first-time home buyers want to buy instead of rent, right? Because how high the rental market is right now.
So I'm super passionate about this. If you can't tell, we definitely are. I don't care if you buy a house. It's not up to me. It's not up to her. We just want what's best for you. We know this city is not going anywhere. We know the investment that is going into building the infrastructure and all the amazing things happening and coming to life in this city is not going anywhere. So with all of that happening, and you have the ability to freaking work from pretty much wherever, most people these days, and the tax structure that we offer, I don't know why you would not move here and buy a house immediately. Makes no sense to me, none whatsoever. Renting does not feel good when you know that your landlord might decide to sell it 2 days later, and now you're stuck trying to figure it out.
Or raise your rent every year.
Or raise your rent.
One of the other things, I was talking to I went and worked a community this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where I was meeting a lot of first-time home buyers. And one of the people came in and said, what the newest thing they're doing is they live in an apartment complex that they're putting in a trash service. Have you heard about that?
Oh, they're starting to add little ancillary charges.
Yeah.
Right?
So they said their rent went up so much. And then on top of that, they were having to pay about $200 in extra fees for just normal stuff.
Guess what happens when you buy your own house? That doesn't happen. That does not happen.
They can't just throw stuff on you like that.
No. So anyway, I don't want to go too hard on too much, but if you have questions about housing or buying a house or anything like that, please drop it in the comments box. But thank you so much, Crystal, for that initial question. It gave us an opportunity to get what's on our mind freaking off our mind.
You knew what was right on our mind. Thanks for bringing it out first.
Thank you. And so the bottom line is, if you're thinking about moving to Vegas, we want to help you. Even if you don't think it's possible, even if you're not wanting to move for 5 more years, we want to know about it. There's absolutely a link and a phone number and an email in the description. Let us know. We'd love to give you an opportunity to talk with us. And we're the local experts. That's who you should be listening to. On with the next. Thank you so much. Janice says, oh boy, look at this. We got a lot of Janice Farmer. Hey, babe. She says, hey, Lacey and hey, Amber. Janice. She's located directly next to us.
She's the neighbor right now.
P.S. I pinned that comment. So if you want to attend our event in person next Thursday, please click on the link and register. You have to be registered to attend. And July 16th, earmark your calendar. That's going to be for relocation people. So Jay, how much should a first-time home buyer have in reserves in addition to the usual fees such as agent commission, closing costs, down payment, inspection, etc.? So let me cover a couple of those items.
I was going to say, you probably
I have some great news for you, JF. We, as your buyer's agents, are free. Free. You don't pay for us. There is a fee that goes to our brokerage that's like a document fee or whatever. That's a flat fee. It's anywhere from $400 to $700 depending. But that doesn't go to us. You do not pay us a dime. We get paid by the seller who's selling the home, yet we get to represent you. So that's an amazing thing. For inspections, you would want to earmark probably $400 to $600 depending on how large your home is. For appraisals, what would you say appraisals are going for?
$535 for, like a regular.
You had the exact number, $535? Yeah, I thought they ranged. So
like if it's jumbo, they do range. Yeah. Like if you're going to go like in the jumbo area, they do range.
So you got maybe $500-600 for the fee to the broker, right? That's at the very end. You've got $500-600 for an inspection, and then $535 for an appraisal. So that's about $1,500 all in around that for those fees. We're free still. What would you recommend on down payment? Things like that?
You were asking about the reserves, right? Yeah. Like how much would we have to have in reserves?
In addition to the fees.
Reserves is after. So you have your down payment, then you have your closing costs, and then reserves is what's left in your bank. Most of the time, if you're running like an FHA loan, a lot of times there's no reserves needed. Conventional loan, you can get those through with no reserves too, but sometimes their automated system likes to see between like 1 and 3 months in reserves. And what a reserve is like if your monthly payment, the monthly payment amount times 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. But yeah, so a lot of times you can get away with not having any reserves after you put your closing costs and down payment down.
And then for first-time home buyers, we have programs that allow them to have 3.5% down, 5% down, 10% down. I mean, you can do a range, but 3.5 is the lowest at this moment, right? That we would recommend.
Yeah, 3.5%. Well, there's also conventional 3% too.
Oh, there's a 3% too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So that's without
like 3% up to whatever you want to put down is what would be expected for that down payment. Yeah. So that plus a few of those costs. So it does start to sound like a whole lot of money when you hear it coming out, at you like this. So be sure to walk through it with Amber. It really is very comprehensive. She'll put it on a spreadsheet. It makes it very easy to understand like what you're looking at. And you may have what you need already without knowing it, especially, and there's also free money programs that can help you cover a lot of those costs.
Yeah, so let's look and see if you can qualify
So
for
let's
any
look,
of
honey.
them.
Thank you, JF. Great question. Aloha from Hawaii, Preston. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Lucky Lady Travel says, is there a way to be a first-time home buyer for a second time?
Yeah, well, okay, so some people think FHA loans are just straight for first-time home buyer. They're not. You can use an FHA loan over and over again. You can only just have one at a time unless you're going to co-sign for somebody on it. So like, let's say you sold a house and you had an FHA loan at one time, then you can do another one again. You just can't have it at the same time. But then when you're talking about first-time home buyer a second time, you can do that twice too. It just depends on how much time you have in between.
Oh.
So like when you're filling out an application, it asks if you've owned any other properties in the last 3 years. If you put no on that, a lot of the programs will look at you the same as they would a first-time home buyer.
So I can be a first-time home buyer for a second time, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
I guess that's the short answer.
The answer is yes, but I didn't even know that 3-year gap. But also beyond that, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer to take advantage of the FHA program, which is that low down payment. So that's really good to know. Okay, let's see. Howard says Las Vegas home builders. Oh, wait, let me go back. Ben said, can you decrease my mortgage payment with a higher deposit?
Yeah, of course you can. So if you put down a higher, well, you mean, when you say deposit, you mean down payment, right?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Okay, so we're assuming that you mean down payment by deposit. So yeah, if you put down more, your down payment or your payment's going to be less. Plus, if you put down more, your mortgage insurance is less too. So the mortgage insurance is determined based on how much you're putting down. Like if you put 3% down, your mortgage insurance is at the higher level. If you put 5% down, it goes down from there. If you put 10% down more, 15% down more. So you can definitely work the mortgage insurance. And obviously, if you're putting down more, it brings your loan amount less. So you're going to have less of a payment. Does that make sense?
Great answer. No, you said it all. Okay. So the answer is absolutely. And that's why. Okay, Howard says Las Vegas home builders are now offering incentives for new home buyers because the market is softening. Also, I've heard some new home builders are lowering their price. Is this true? So on the price point, I've not heard that. We are very tied in to new home builders. Again, I just want to touch on this. You never, ever, ever should go to a home builder without having a realtor by your side the very first visit. A couple of reasons is because you are not going to be represented or protected in any way if you don't have a realtor with you on that first visit. If you bring me or someone from my team on the second or third visit and you've already signed in and registered, we cannot be there. We cannot help you. We cannot speak on your behalf. We cannot review documents for you. The home builder realtor that works there works for the home builder. So you're basically, it's a you against them. So highly, 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 let me repeat that again, highly recommend that you always have a realtor with you on that very first visit. Highly have somebody with you on that first visit. No, I've not heard anything about prices going down, but you are right. Why would they be offering incentives for new first-time home buyers, Amber? Because it's a good time for you to buy, my friend.
Yes, and you know what that does too, because it doesn't mean like the market, it needs to soften.
If we needed it to soften.
We had no inventory on there. The builders ruled the world before. You know, they could charge whatever they want. Actually, anybody did that was selling a house. But like also what it does when the builders are doing that, like they're giving incentives, it's kind of bringing it back to where it was before.
Again, we're normalizing.
Before COVID happened, most houses that you walked into, there was some kind of incentive. Yeah. And then when COVID happened, when there was more buyers than anybody knew what to do with, then those incentives went away because they didn't need to give it. So now we're going back to like where it's a little bit normal. And that's typically what they would do is give some incentives to you.
And I'll be very clear, much like the other homes in Las Vegas, resale homes, those prices aren't going down. Neither are going to be the new homes. Once they've been valued at what they're being sold for, they're not going down. Now, if we get multiple people that are buying them at decreased prices, that's when things will be reviewed. The only thing that we're seeing right now is a softening in terms of how many buyers are frenzied on the market, right? We're still seeing amazing offers. We're still seeing multiple offers. We're not seeing people overbid on homes, which is a beautiful, lovely, amazing thing.
It gives me anxiety every day. I'm sure it did you too.
It was horrific, right? And we're also not seeing a lot of people pay over list or over appraised value or guarantee that gap. This is all good news for you if you want to buy right now. So what I don't want you to walk away from this is thinking the Las Vegas market is crashing. It's not, it ain't crashing, or prices are going down. Now, a lot of you guys look at Zillow, Redfin, whatever, and you use that like it's the Bible, thinking that that's actually reality when it comes to prices in homes. What you're seeing is price decrease on this home because the person was too greedy to begin with and didn't list the home in a reasonable price or at a valued price, and they went high hoping they were going to get high and didn't get it. So now they're stuck with a house listed on the market, and now they have to die of 1,000 stabs as they move down to what the house was actually worth to begin with, right? So that's an amazing thing. So yeah, you'll see some of that price decreasing and things like that happening online, but that's not the valued sold price. That's the listed greed price, right? Yeah. So just want to be very clear about that so that you don't leave this thinking that, you know, things are exploding and I can't, I'm just going to sit and wait for, I'll get a house for $50,000. Ain't gonna happen, honey. Not happening anytime now or later. So that's where
it's not going to happen.
Ain't happening. Okay. I'm just moving on. Sorry, but is that okay?
Move on.
What builders, Ben says? None of the builders. No, actually, a lot of the builders are starting to offer incentives, which is great. And we're also seeing a lot of homes with opportunity for like the homes that are almost done being built. The only thing you have to know about too, though, is if you go into contract on a home that's not being built yet or that's just being started, you will not be able to lock in your rate for several months, most likely. Sometimes there's programs where you can pay to lock your rate, but you are running the risk, my friends, of not knowing what the market is going to do, not knowing what the rates are going to be, and not knowing if you can actually afford that home when the time comes to close. So just keep that in mind. And those are things that our amazing team would help walk you through and help you think about when you call us, and click the link in the description. So, okay, we're going to scooch on down here. Oh my goodness, you guys are awesome. Keep dropping those things like it's hot. Love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to come to our, subscribe, of course, but come to our event. Okay. Mike Bro 2020. I'm hearing the feds are going to cut water supplies from the Colorado River, which supplies Nevada because of ongoing water issues out there. What actually is going on with water? So I am not, hi. So Stephanie from just came by to say hello. I am not a water expert. Are you a water expert?
Are the feds in charge of that too?
Thank you. First of all, but I know that.
I'm like, dang, are the feds even in charge of water?
We actually in Nevada, from what I know, and I'm not an expert, I know you aren't either, but from what I know, we actually have first right of refusal, at least last time I read, could have changed, to the Colorado River water. The city has been storing water in basins and in a water reclamation kind of thing underground for like 35 years or something. So we have like years and years and years of water that they've actually siphoned off so that we would have it, God forbid, if something happens in the future. So from a water perspective, yeah, the water is definitely getting lower. A lot of that reasoning is to do with the siphoning that I just discussed, but there's other reasons, of course. I know that they're putting in some measures. They're asking people to only water their lawns on a couple of days here and there. There's a lot of stuff citywide that's happening that I'm not smart enough to know. So I would highly recommend checking out other YouTubers that talk about those things, or maybe just going on to the City of Las Vegas Water District and see if you can check that out.
Yeah, because there are a ton of articles. I pulled up a ton of articles the other day on it. So,
but I'm not worried. I'm living here. I ain't leaving.
I don't think the Fed has anything to do with our
Fed has nothing to do with it. But thank you for letting us know. That's very interesting.
But it is something we should look into. So thanks. I'll have some research to do tonight.
Okay, let's see. Howard says, what decreases your monthly payment is putting your larger down payment on your home or buying points to lower your interest rate, refinancing at a lower rate. Which one is it? Is it buying points, putting down a larger down payment to lower your buying points to lower your interest rate, putting down a larger payment, or refinancing at a lower rate? What would bring down your payment? All three.
Well, all three. Okay, so let me just kind of tell you my take on it. So buying points, if you have a lower rate, that does lower your payment more than if you like put down more money. So if you're comparing the two, if you're buying points down, it will lower it more than taking down your money. But here's the thing that I would think about if you're looking to do that is when you buy points down. So say we're in a market that we feel is higher in rates than it probably should be, right? In a couple of years when the market drops a little bit, you're going to then want to refinance. So if you pay points when you're buying that house and then you refinance, that money that you paid in points when you purchased it, it just got wasted. If you
I didn't realize that. That's a good point.
Refinanced in a year or two. So, I mean, nobody can read the future and to know, rates are typically moving like that, right? So nobody can read the future and see when we're going to be able to see them go like this again. But if your game plan in your head is let me buy right now, why I can get in without having to fight all the craziness with everybody that's trying to buy houses, and then I'll refinance later. I would probably say don't buy the points then, because you don't want to waste the money.
We want to give you a chance to do that. Take advantage of it later when we really do see the change.
Yeah, when you see it dipping. So it just depends on kind of what you're looking at. If you're going to see it dipping in the future, then I would say save the money and use it for refinancing.
Good advice.
Like buy it down when refinancing.
Good girl. I love that. This is why she's my friend. She's so much smarter than me.
Oh,
she knows a lot of stuff I don't know. And she's hot. Look at her red hair. Hello.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Sammy Bone says, I want to meet you beautiful ladies. I'm in a lease for another year, but I want to get a game plan to buy next year. Yes.
Sammy.
Sammy, click the link. You know what to do, girl. You watch our channel all the time. You know what to do. Let us know. We'd love to help you put a plan together and do it sooner rather than later. Mark says, single person, first time home buyer. I want to get a condo there for around 120 to 150,000, but I'm still saving the down payment. Awesome, Mark. That's awesome that you're saving. Congratulations on being focused. I definitely think you may want to work on a little bit of a larger budget for condos in Vegas because they're not really going for that. We're looking at 250 is probably where you want to be. But the good news for you is we have a lot of loan programs. There's a lot of grant programs. So you may be able to actually stretch it and make it work. Call this lady. She'll put you on a game plan. You can figure it out. You might be able to afford more than you think, I think is what I'm saying, right? Yeah. All right, good one. Crystal, I would love to buy, but working on fixing my credit to be able to buy. Crystal, have you talked to Amber's team about helping you with your credit?
Plan going on.
That's a big part of what Amber's team does, and I love it. They are really big about helping you fix your credit if you have problems and helping to guide you through that process and sometimes even handling some of it for you depending on where you're at. So you've got some really great people that you work with. I love that aspect of it because that is the one thing that I think stops a lot of you from thinking you actually can buy. Also, just want to make you all know, the credit number you're seeing online is 99.9% probably not the credit number that she's going to see in the system. 99.9% not the credit. I don't know if that's actually true. I just am very much an exaggerator.
The online stuff that you pull though is a lot different than what we pull.
Yeah. So you may actually be ready to buy. You may have a better credit than you realize when it comes to getting a home loan, right?
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, let's see. Mark says, I'm thinking I'm going to need at least 20 to 25,000 in the bank for lender approval, but I won't have it until 6 months or less from now.
You're doing good, Mark.
Doing great, Mark.
But honestly, you might be able to do less. Let's talk about it and see, what you can qualify for.
I love that. All right, Tish says, hey, just wanted to say, hey. Hi, Tish. Thanks for tuning in. Sammy says, valet trash, $30 a month. She has the water, sewer, whatever fees for the city. Who pays $50 a month to throw stuff away? Right? Exactly. So she's talking about how all the apartments are starting to overcharge people.
What is that anyway? I'm like, $50 a month. One of the people told me it was $100 at one of the apartment complexes. I was like,
all the more reason to buy. Crazy. That's stupid. That's just dumb.
That's just taking advantage.
Hello from Kite Hill and Laguna Niguel. Hi, Denise. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be down in your area in a week, my friend. I hope to say hi while I'm down there. Did you know I'm going down there?
I didn't.
I'm going down there for Day Trip Festival. Anyway.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome Sauce says, saying hello. Hey, Bob, how are you doing? I just got an email from him the other night. She says, we love you, Las Vegas gal. We love you too, Denise.
We love you too.
All right, enough about us. Let's move on. Let's see. Are there any new home builders, resurrected Rex? Are there any new home builders besides custom homes that are building pools with their homes? It seems like there's not much room to do that anymore in the newer neighborhoods. You're right about that as far as space, right? A lot of the newer homes are built on tracks and the space in the backyard is small. But I will bet you that you can fit a small, cute little pool in most of those yards if you're creative. And I do think some builders are doing that, right?
Well, I haven't really seen the builders do it, but here's what I can tell you could do. So if you're buying a new construction house, you can couple that loan with a pool loan that's added right into the loan. So like right after they finish your house, we've already set up financing because you've gotten a contractor, you've given me the bids for what the pool is. And then we're setting it up to where they can start on the pool right after you close on the house. So then you get, you get 2 for 1 and it's all included in your primary loan.
Yeah. So, and a lot of the pool people here are very creative about fitting a pool and making it work for your backyard, depending, of course.
And then you get a custom one too, one that fits your needs.
There are a few builders that are allowing you to do pools while it's being built. There's a lot of stipulations and related to that. So you'd have to just call us and talk to us specifically and we can walk you through that. But great question. Thank you. Nick, let's see. Andrea Lopez says, my partner wants to wait for the foreclosures for our first home because of how pricey things are. Good idea, or it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, people have to be actually upside down for foreclosures to happen. So foreclosures, when it happened the last time, what happened is there was so much fake lending out there that nobody could really afford houses that they had. So when the music stopped, they couldn't pay the payments anymore because they couldn't qualify for the house.
And then there was too many homes of it for sale, which was causing the prices to drop.
Yeah, so they couldn't even sell it if they wanted to because there was too many people out there trying to sell it. So there was a lot of things that came into that, which we don't really have right now. Like the people that had got loans, they had to actually qualify for those loans in order to get the loans, and then put money down and stuff like that.
And right now we still have a very
happening back then. So it's different. So I don't know that we're going to see foreclosures like we did in the past, just because of how strict the lending is.
And also how much equity people have in their homes. Look at the price jump just in the last 2 years. There's a lot of money there that you'd have to get rid of before it's time to go into the foreclosure. So I don't recommend waiting for anything to foreclose, because you're going to be waiting quite a long time, if at all, right?
Yeah.
Are there foreclosures? Certainly, of course. They come up here and there, but they're not really, they're usually not in the best shape. B, you're working with the bank and it's not a fun experience, and you usually have to have a lot of cash.
Well, are they discounting the prices though too? Like they're not discounting.
No, they're selling them for what they're worth now. So you're not going to save money doing that. Why not just shop for the homes that you want with a loan program that supports what you're needing, and just go from there? You know what I mean? If you want a deal, not the time for a deal. If you want to get a house for what it's listed for, which is valued at what the market's looking at right now, maybe not as much of a haggle, now's the time to start doing that with us. Yeah. So good question though. Great question, actually. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, Bargainaholic says, looking for big town amenities, all of Las Vegas with small town neighborhood, safe but accessible. What do you suggest? Very fixed income. Talk about champagne taste and tap water budget. Awesome. Okay, I love Spring Valley. I love Spring Valley so much. It's like right in the center of town. It's kind of a cool little neighborhood because it's a very blended space, right? There's a lot of custom homes, and then there's a lot of tract homes. It's actually Las Vegas's very first community that they built out, master plan community. It's very cool. And so for you, if you're looking for the big town amenities, you'd still be close to all of the Las Vegas stuff. You'd still have that small town feel, because, you know, inside those neighborhoods is really quaint and really cute. And then, you know, as far as safe and accessible, all that, you would get that too. In terms of the fixed income, we'd have to understand what those numbers look like to see if that would be an area you could afford. But I'm here to tell you this. All of Las Vegas is accessible. All of Las Vegas has access to everything that you're going to need. You're going to have the big city, small town feel no matter where you go, as long as you're not living on the strip in like a high rise. That's the only time you wouldn't have that. But other than that, I think we can get you what you're looking for. You just have to let us know what we're working with, and then we can kind of go from there. So really great question. And I love your name, Bargainaholic. I love that. I love, first of all, talk about champagne taste on a tap water budget. I freaking love it. All right. Let's see. OMG1 Gerald says, hey ladies, watching Wonder Woman, drinking wine and listening to you, watching 2 real estate Wonder Women on YouTube. Doesn't get any better. What's the SIDS and LID situation in Clark County? OMG1 Gerald.
Geez, way to make us feel good.
I mean, I now feel like I need to pull this shirt off and show you my Wonder Woman outfit. It's underneath here, but we're not seeing it today. I have somewhere to go. But thank you for watching us as always. Thank you for being such a commenter. I hope you're drinking some good wine. $9 or less is what I try to stick with at the store. And let's talk about SIDS and LIDs. Woo! Okay, so SIDS and LIDs in Las Vegas is sort of similar to, if you live in California, there's what's that thing called in California? It's called a Miraluz, or
I don't know what theirs is called, but something like that.
It's a land improvement type fee that a lot of people have to pay. So it's not in every home that you buy in Las Vegas. So that's the great news. In some of the newer developments around town, like Anthem, for instance, was built about 25, 30 years ago.
Do they still have theirs?
They still have some of them on the home. So what happens is these builders buy up a piece of land, and they decide up front how they're going to develop it, right? They place every plant in every house, every backyard, whatever. They put it all together. Then they start to release it parcel by parcel to all of us beautiful home buyers. When they're doing that, they usually are taking a loan out from the government to be able to improve the land, right? To level the land and get it ready to be built on, to put street signs in, to put sidewalks in, to put gutters in. So, they want the infrastructure there so that when you turn in, you're not dealing with, or when you move in, you're not dealing with all of that. So those sometimes, not always, sometimes the builders will decide to pass that expense on of that loan, the repayment of that loan, onto the home buyers in a SID or LID payment. So one's land improvement and one's special improvement district, right? So those two things will be a part of the process. If you're in one of those areas, you're going to know upfront what that remaining balance is. You can pay it off in full. Sometimes it's $5,000, $10,000, $20,000. You can pay it off in the biannual fee that you'd have to pay to the government, which is like, June and just December. Or sometimes the previous owner will have already paid it off, and you can live in a SID-LID district but not have to pay those fees, right? So we look at that stuff before we even put an offer in on the home, so we know what we're walking into. And as the market softens, I'm using that word, it's like softening like 30 seconds in the microwave butter, not like so melted that you can't deal with it, right? So it's softening a little bit. When it gets a little softer, those are things that we can utilize as a part of the negotiation process for buying your home. So let's say you find a home that you really love, There's 7 homes that look just like it in the same price point in that community, which we're not there yet, but we will be, hopefully. You have an option to then say to that seller, hey, I could buy that house or I could buy your house. The difference is going to be, I want you to pay off that SID and LID balance that's $4,200 at closing. Will you agree to pay that off before I take ownership of the home? And that's where we get to negotiate that into the contract. So that's what the SID and LIDs are.
I love that answer.
Okay.
You need to make a whole video on that.
Oh boy, I really don't, but okay, you're right. Oscar Love says, coming down tomorrow to work my game plan to purchase. Oscar Love, I'm so excited. Are you going to be meeting with Amber? Do you have a meeting with Oscar?
I don't have a meeting with Oscar right now.
Oscar, you better hurry your butt up and get down here. You better let us know. Okay, you better let us know when you're in town. Howard says, I know Amber has licenses in multiple states to facilitate loans. Lacey, do you have licenses in multiple states as a realtor? Howard, the answer to you is no, I do not. And that's only for today.
But you can work with other people.
So what we do to get away with it is, I am one human, and y'all know I'm doing a lot of content. I'm out here doing a lot of things. That's why I have a team of amazing realtors who work with me here, even in Las Vegas. There is a lot of you and one of me, right? I'm not her. I can't deal with 900 of you at once. I can only deal with a handful. So I've elected to group myself with an amazing group of people here in Vegas who love Vegas like I do, who know Vegas like I do, and who love people and want to help. So in Vegas, that's our setup. I'm grateful, all of these, and I get to be a part of all of your processes. Even if you just work with a realtor on my team, I still get to be involved, which is so fun. For other states, it's a very similar process. We have handpicked partners that work in other states around Las Vegas and really all over the country that we feel kind of stand for what we stand for. There's only been one instance where I've picked someone to recommend to a client who's maybe selling their home in another state, who then did not deliver, right? Only one, and I've been doing this almost 6 years.
That's good odds.
Okay? And it happened this year, okay? So it took a really long time. It happened this year, and I was very upset about it. But we really take very good care of our clients who are maybe moving into Vegas and need someone to sell their home. If you're looking to buy in another state, I can also help you too, and I would love to help you because I have a beautiful Rolodex. Does anybody even know what that is anymore? A Rolodex, right? I have a beautiful list of amazing friends I know who live in other states, who are realtors, who love what we do and love what they do. And I would love to be able to even recommend you to work with them if you're buying a home in another state. It's awesome because I get to still be a part of your experience. But I don't have to do the legwork, and I can still stay focused on my beautiful city here. Will I be, licensed in other states in the future? Abso-freaking-lutely, but I'm not quite there yet. So maybe you should vote in the comments below as to which state I should get licensed in so that I can have reasons to travel there to help you guys buy homes or sell homes. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. Good question. Thanks, Howard. All right. Let's see. All right. We've got a couple more questions here to go. OMG1 Gerald says, he asked this last week. She doesn't like anyone named Howard or Gerald, so she will have us deal with her out-of-state friends. LOL. Gerald, that's not true at all. I love you guys. I would love to be able to help you. So that's basically all the questions we have. I do want to just plug one more time, guys. We do have an amazing in-person real estate kind of, I don't want to call it a seminar because it's so much cooler than a seminar. Okay. It's going to be
experience,
first time home buyer educational experience.
Yes. I love how you named it that.
Basically, we're hanging out for a couple hours. We're going to be at a local business, easy to find. We're going to have free parking, free drinks, maybe some nibbles if I can find somebody to cater it because it's going to be actually at a bar. And I'm going to be doing giveaways. But the most important part of the whole time is that you get the two of us in person. So you can ask us one-to-one questions. You don't have to worry about putting it on YouTube and commenting there. And also we're going to be educating you on what it really means to be a buyer right now, especially a first-time home buyer.
You won't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it, honey. You don't want to miss it. I need a cigarette. You don't want to miss it, honey. If you're not going to be in Las Vegas next week, no problem. We will be available to you 1 month later, July 16th. Stay tuned. In a few days, I'm going to put out a video that's going to tease that event, and I'll have a link for you to register. So stay tuned. If you're interested in that event and you can't come to the one next week and you don't want to stay tuned, send us an email. Our email is in the description below, hello@cerronegroup.vegas. Just send your information. We'll reply with the link so you can register and all the information once we know it's happening. But July 16th, earmark that date. Start planning your little mid-July Las Vegas getaway now so you can come and see us. And then go enjoy your day.
It's a good reason to set your getaway.
Honey, it's going to be the best reason. And then, of course, if you're here next week or if you already live here locally, you're already enjoying your life as a local, please stop by and visit us. It's middle of the week. It's going to be in downtown Vegas. That's all you're getting unless you register. And we would love to see you. So let's see if we got any more questions. Otherwise, we're going to wrap this baby up. Sammy says Arizona. We got. Are you registered in Arizona? Okay,
my team is registered.
Then if Amber's there, I'll definitely be looking at Arizona.
Washington. I keep getting a lot of calls on Washington.
All right.
too.
I should be getting. Actually, we've gotten a lot of calls too. All right, Washington's on the possibility list. And then Howard says, I think if you want to make big money, you should come to California, specifically Southern California, San Diego, LA, Santa Barbara County.
Yeah,
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara.
All right. Looks like California, Arizona, Washington. Drop it in the comments. I got some work to do. You guys realize what it takes to get a real estate license? It is not freaking easy.
Oh, once at Florida. Heck yeah.
Florida.
We need to visit Florida.
I got some friends in Florida. I'll go to Florida anytime, honey. I was in Miami a couple months ago and I had a blast. So maybe we should do a few trips just to vet these locations.
To see where we want to get licensed.
Pretty sure that's what we're going to do. So stay tuned for the Las Vegas Gal Amber Coleman road trip, honey. We're going to go see where we need to get
Let's do it.
Get licensing road trip is what we're going to call it. Thank you for tuning in. Again, please join us for our event next week if possible. And if not, please earmark your calendars for July 16th for our relocation educational event, not a seminar, because those are boring.
I love how you called it
relocation event.
No, it's experience, right? Did you say
it's a relocation experience?
Yeah.
And join us. Otherwise, I'm so grateful for you, my friend, my very intelligent, wise friend.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so grateful. No, you are. She's so much smarter than me. And I mean, she's talking about the Fed and all these rate hikes. And I'm like, I see nothing but rainbows and sunshine around her. I cannot say enough how grateful I am for you watching us right now. It means the world to us that you tune in. It lets us know that
and your support too.
You're so supportive.
It means everything.
And it just lets us know that we're doing something right. We're showing up for you here. We're not afraid to go live. We're not afraid to answer questions live. We're really trying to just prove to you that there are genuine, honest, good people out here that care about you, that really effing care about our city, and that really want to make sure that if you're going to do this, let's do it right. So we love you. We're so grateful. And we want to just say, please tune in again next week. Maybe not same time, same place, but definitely around the same time.
We like to shake it up.
We're trying to find the sweet spot. So let us know when we should be doing this. If you're just tuning in, please scroll back and watch it from the beginning. We did share some really good information. Well, she did. I just got loud and got sassy. But we definitely shared some good info. And we just love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, do it now. And then do yourself a huge favor and go subscribe to this lady's channel. It's in my description below.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you next week. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for some awesome videos this weekend on my channel. Bye. See you soon.